Hopefully it's Nick. Hope you're keeping well. Today I wanted to talk about the difficult days. There are going to be difficult days, I'm sure, for lots of us in lots of different ways. And, I think that's okay. We need to face them and we need to deal with them. We kind of need to allow the difficult stuff in, because I think using our energy trying to fight it doesn't help. And it's really interesting, actually, because it's the second time I've done this vlog. Because actually somebody's just walked in the middle of me trying to do my other one and just stood there to get my attention. And that's one of the things that's actually I'm really struggling with is the lack of my own personal space and the lack of having time to myself. And it's a real paradox, actually, because here we are in isolation, staying at home in lockdown effectively. And I have far less time to myself than I can ever remember before. And I'm finding that's creating a lot of anxiety in me, because I don't have time to reflect. I don't have time to think. I don't even have time to read. I'm really struggling to find time to write and to do my creative projects and my website and so forth. And those things are all really important to me because they really feed my soul. They really just give me a sense of peace, actually. And I'm really struggling. And it's almost like a resentment, if I'm honest. I'm really struggling with that. And there's lots of reasons why that's the case. There were 5 of us in one house. The kids were doing homeschooling and they're doing really brilliantly, but the lockdown coincided with my son's first day at his new school, which obviously wasn't able to attend, and he's in secondary school. So he's now doing a timetable at a new school with teachers and a syllabus, that's very, very different. So he is needing, he's doing brilliantly, but he's needing more support. And a lot of the support is around subjects that, I'm so out of my depth on, because this isn't primary school stuff. This is secondary school GCSE type stuff. And I'm not sure when I did GCSE maths, I did half of the stuff they even do now. And if I did, I certainly can't remember it. So I'm out of my comfort zone. I'm very anxious about trying to do the right thing for everybody and therefore probably doing not a very good job for anybody. So I've got up today, I'm really crabby, I'm really short-tempered, I'm feeling anxiety, and I'm just desperate for some peace and some space. And it is really, really difficult. And it is the paradox, isn't it? Here we are in isolation, and I'm saying, actually, I've got less time than I've ever had, because the combination of, everybody being here, keeping on top of the house, I don't want to live in a shithole, there's 5 of us in the house, there's just stuff that needs to be done. Keeping on top of the schoolwork, making sure the kids have got a schedule, which is really, really important, because they're not being able to see their friends. They can FaceTime and stuff, but because they're not physically interacting with their friends, they do need a routine and they do need some structure to their day, because that actually really keeps them sane and really keeps them quite happy. Getting the meals done, lots more cooking than you would normally do. Helping with homeschooling, a lot of which I'm, just watching YouTube videos, trying to get on top of and do my best. And I think it's just all building up. And, keeping it in perspective, we are safe, we are together, we are healthy, we have food on the table, as of yet, touch wood, we're not worrying about paying bills. We live in a lovely area, we're in a rural community, so we can go out for long walks. So they've got so much going for us. But that does not stop you having difficult days. And I don't think you should feel bad about having them, because I think trying to lock out these difficult feelings can actually do quite a lot of harm. I think it's really important to kind of almost invite them to dinner, to almost invite them in and go, right, I am feeling all of these negative feelings. Why is that? And what can I do about it? Just let them flow through you. So, I spoke to my son about the fact that I'm really struggling with some of his work. So can we, we need to come up with a better way of managing it together, because I don't actually have all the answers, and I'm really feeling out of my comfort zone. And that in itself did make life a little bit better. We went for our walk this morning, and actually just the physical act of getting out in the fresh air and just walking, it's kind of like just almost keep walking until that kind of negative energy and anxiety just comes out of you, and I just keep going until that was the case. And that really is a game changer. That really does make a massive, massive difference and set us up for the day. And the other thing I've found is is to actually, rather than be constantly focused on trying to do the homeschooling, and I'm not cut out to be a teacher at all, so it's not a natural vocation for me, so I am struggling with that. I've actually had my son sat next to me, so I've actually been able to sit and do some of my stuff. He's done his stuff, and then he's just stopped me when he's actually genuinely needed a hand, and that has enabled me to have a little bit more time than I did have. And also, this afternoon, rather than, trying to do a PE lesson or whatever with them, I'm like, do you know what, you go out and do your own PE lesson, because then I can grab an hour to myself to do my own stuff, because I really need some space. And I think part of it is being honest with the people that are around you about what you need, and not being embarrassed to say that I do need some space, I do need some quiet time, I do need some structure, really, that we can stick to. I can just have periods of time where I take it out. And just being able to sit this morning and actually get some writing done has really helped. And I think, just going back to when I'm doing the writing, what it actually does is it really grounds me, and it makes me think about what can I say or do that can put something good out there, something positive, something's bigger than me that might help somebody else. And that really does something to lift and change my energy. So that's massively important. I think that's why I miss it so much if I don't have time to do it. And I think the other thing as well is you've got to forgive yourself really quickly in these circumstances. We all get short-tempered. Things are frazzled. Things aren't as they were. So, we may say or do things that we wouldn't normally do. Our patience may be more stretched. I think we just got to go, do you know what? I'm sorry about that. Can we just move on? And we've just got to let it go and move on, because it's just too intense to hold on to it when you're all in the same household. And there's probably not a bad lesson in that, in teaching us to let go of things, a little bit quicker. And I think, as well, it's cutting down, and I think I've said this before, cutting things down into small steps. I mean, a good example is my son's got these 8 different maths things. They're all incredibly difficult, honestly. Quadratic equations, polygons, oh God, things I hadn't even heard of before. And well, I'm not going to look at all 8. We're just going to look at one, and we're just going to do as much as we can, and then the ones we can't do, we're just going to send those off to the teacher, and then that's effectively it, tick, done, move on to the next one. So I think it is that's a really good example of cutting things down into small steps and just looking at the next best step, and just just thinking about what you can do to lift yourself. So reaching out to somebody, asking if they're okay, even if you're not okay. Because somehow, I don't know, that maybe it just stops me ruminating on the stuff that's getting on to me. But the whole point of this vlog is to say, we're going to have difficult days, right? And yeah, there's lots to be grateful for, but that won't stop us having difficult days. And I think it's really important to allow yourself to have those feelings flow through, to recognise them, invite them for dinner, and then look them in the face and go, right, why is that causing me the angst? Why is that so difficult? What can I do about it? What can I not do about it? And if I can't do anything about it, then do you know what? Okay, just let it go. And not to be, embarrassed or shamed, or try and, keep this stiff upper lip all the time, because I think things fester. They need to flow with you. And that's when you need to reach out for help the most. It's okay to have difficult days. It's okay to reach out for help. It's okay to let that stuff flow through you. It's okay to understand that might mean some of your needs aren't being met. And I guess all of us are getting out of balance really easily right now, because we're living in a world that isn't, in our normal balance, and we don't know what we're transitioning to. So yeah, be kind to yourself. Give yourself a break. Let it flow through. Sending you lots of love. Hope this is of help. Take care. Stay safe. Bye.